So the first thing you're going to need is a wig cap, and you're going to go ahead and put this on your wig head. I don't have a wig stand, so mine is connected to my table. Next, you're going to need some T-pins, and also known as stick pins, to secure your wig in place so that the cap won't move while you're making your wig. I'm going to need a glue gun and some extra glue sticks. I used about 6 glue sticks, a needle, and some thread. And of course, my little pieces of closure. This is a closure that I cut in half, and I'm going to use this at a middle part. So right now I'm just securing the closure, and now I'm just going to start to sew it, starting with the front. So right now we're going to sew it going from the front to the back so that the closure will not be crooked, even though it already is like kind of a V shape. So from here we're just going to sew on back, and when we go to the other side, we're not going to go all the way around. We're going to sew both sides going back and then finish the back after we're done. You have to also remember to create pressure whichever way you're sewing so that there won't be any humps or lumps within the closure, meaning that I'm holding down the closure as I'm pulling it backwards so that there won't be any bubbles or anything like that. And right now I'm just going to tie my knot after I'm done. I think I tied a double knot, a double knot, and then I'm just going to cut off the excess string. This is the hair I'm using. It was once a bob back in high school, so we're going to cut out all those short pieces and just take the long pieces. So now we're going to go ahead and apply some glue and start with the first track. Now this first track is going to be placed at the very bottom of this wig. You'll see later that I end up having to cut this wig because it ended up being way too big for my head, and I know that most time I use the hot glue gun, it makes the wig very limited to shape, I guess. Like, it makes it very tight, so I tried to make it looser, but it ended up being too loose. So now we're just going to start to speed through these pieces. So up here is when I kind of figured out that I was going to end up running out of hair because I was putting the pieces in the back way too close together. So you're going to see me doing a lot of measuring and gluing. I'm kind of cutting out me putting the glue on the tracks because it's just pointless. It's kind of like gluing in a quick weave or a regular hair glue. So I'm just going to wrap the rest of the pieces around, and we're going to get as close as to the U in the top. I ended up having to go on the back and snatch some tracks out to put back in the top, and you just kind of see why most of the pieces are kind of like half pieces and little parts of tracks. And then I'm going to just wrap this around. Where the closure was an awkward shape, I didn't cut off that excess piece because I just knew it really wouldn't matter. Although this is curly hair, I straightened it bone straight to match the texture of this hair, and everything ended up coming together pretty smoothly, and I'm done. This is the final, not the final, but the final result of making the wig. I'm going to press it and cut it and everything like that off camera because I had to cut this wig like 3 or 4 times, and now I'm going to go into me braiding my hair. Once I cut out the excess piece of wig, which is going to make sure my closure is going to be showing my part and things like that. So yeah, that white stuff you see is just the excess styrofoam that kind of got ripped off the head. And now I'm going to finish braiding the rest of my hair. I braided half my head off camera. My hair is officially long enough for me to braid by myself, so that is good. If you guys don't know, or if you're new to my channel, I did have a shortcut, like a pixie cut, that I'm currently growing out right now. I don't have a perm, so that's why my hair looks extremely thick. I don't dye my hair black. I don't have anything on it. It's no chemicals. It's just me and my naps. So I'm going to start off braiding that really small anchor braid, which is going to be on the very outer rim, and then I'm just going to kind of speed through the rest because braiding is boring and I just want you guys to see my process. So if you guys are wondering why I'm braiding these braids so tiny just for a wig, I'm on my spring break right now, and I will be switching out this wig in a frontal wig that I'll be uploading the process of probably in the next few days. And I need to be able to have a versatile braid pattern that's able to be worn with this wig and also a frontal. So that's why these braids are so tiny. If you guys are wondering how I braid with nails on, I'm kind of used to it. I'm a hairstylist, so braiding my hair is nothing compared to braiding other people's hair. My hair is kind of simple to me, so the nails definitely don't bother me. If you guys can't see, I'm adding braiding hair when I get to about this part of the braid, just for the purpose of my hair in the back not coming loose or coming out of the braid. So when I add braiding hair, it just kind of secures the back pieces. Nothing really got sewed down or anything like that. I just kind of twist up the braid and stuff it under the wig because there's just no point. At this point, my arms were so tired, you guys. Like, it took me so long to braid my head down. Like, I kept stopping, doing ridiculous stuff. So this is the last braid, which is why it looks like I have a mohawk. And once I'm done with this braid, you guys are going to go ahead. Well, it's going to go straight into me putting my wig on and all that stuff. So at this point, I had to cut the wig maybe like 3 or 4 times, and I finally got it to a length that looked good on me. They didn't irritate my neck or my shoulders, and the wig ended up still being kind of loose, but it was just enough to where my head won't have a headache. I'm going to use my BabyLiss flat irons and my Naked palette for that charcoal color. I was supposed to get it on my forehead, but I'm just making the lace in the front really black because the color was showing a lot, and I just didn't want it like that. So we're just going to color the lace with some eyeshadow. You can get any black eyeshadow to do this. You didn't have to use a Naked palette or a high-end palette. Doesn't matter. You can even use a black eyeliner. And I'm going to use my ABH concealer thing. And I put concealer on the tip of the comb. And I'm going to run it through the middle part because that's going to allow concealer to be directly in the middle of my head. It just makes it a lot easier than getting a angled makeup brush. So now I'm just going to flat iron some of these pieces. The hair was already flat ironed and pressed and blow dried. So I'm just going to go over it just because I had just cut it again just to bump the ends a little bit and to make sure that it's very flat and natural looking. And right now I'm just getting some tweezers by Tweezerman, which are my favorite tweezers, and I'm just going to pluck open the front piece because it just wasn't looking natural enough for me, and I'm going to open that up so that it can look like the part somewhat came from my actual head. So as you can see, I left out my edges so the wig is not all the way up on my hairline because that causes a lot of irritation for my hairline, and my edges will come out because they're very sensitive and they're very thin. And right now I'm just showing you the versatility of the wig and how you can push it behind your ear and things like that. The natural luster of this hair is very, very nice. This is pretty much the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe and click that thumbs up button if you like this video. Bye guys.